Hello everyone, I'm Jennifer Sinha and today I'll be talking about sources of energy. Energy is a very critical factor in our daily lives. The resources from which the required energy is harvested are known as sources of energy. What is a good source of energy? A good source of energy is that which has the capability of providing sufficiently and a safe energy over a long period of time at a very steady rate. Now that we are talking about a good source of energy, let's look at some of its characteristics. A good source of energy is that which would do a large amount of work per unit volume or mass. That means the output energy should be more than the input energy. It should have a high caloric value. It should be easily accessible. The energy sources should be able to provide energy over a long period of time. Example coal and petroleum. It should be easy to store and transport. The most common sources of energy, such as coal, petrol, and LPG, needs to be transported to users from their points of production. They also need the proper storage. Therefore, it is important to store and transport these sources safely and economically. What is a conventional source of energy? The sources which have been in use since a long time are called as conventional sources of energy. Petroleum, natural gas, coal, hydel energy, wind energy, nuclear energy are all examples of conventional sources of energy. They are also called non-renewable resources of energy and are mainly fossil fuels except hydel energy. Let's look at some of the types of conventional sources of energy. Fossil fuels, hydroenergy, thermal energy, and biomass. Today, we will be looking at fossil fuels. What are fossil fuels? Coal, crude oil, and natural gas are all considered as fossil fuels because they were formed from the fossilized buried remains of plants and animals that lived millions and millions of years ago. Because of their origin, fossil fuels have a very high carbon content. As I said before, natural gas, petroleum, coal, and crude oil. These are some of the types of fossil fuels. Are fossil fuels renewable? No. Fossil fuels are non-renewable sources of energy. These fossil fuels are used up at a very faster rate. They cannot be regrown at a scale compared to their consumption. With the increased demand of the production of various energies, fossil fuels are declining. It is difficult to replace them. That is why they are known as non-renewable source of energy. Advantages of fossil fuels. A major advantage of fossil fuel is their capacity to generate huge amounts of electricity in just a single location. Fossil fuels are very easy to find. When coal is used in power plants, they are very cost effective. Coal is also in abundant supply. The transportation of oil and gas to the power stations can be made through the use of pipes, making it a very easy task. Disadvantages of fossil fuels. Pollution. Pollution is a major disadvantage of fossil fuels. Why? Because they give off carbon dioxide when burned, thereby causing a greenhouse effect. This is also the main contributory factor to the global warming experienced by the Earth today. Coal also produces carbon dioxide when burned, compared to the burning of oil and gas. Additionally, coal gives off sulfur dioxide, a kind of gas that creates acid rain. Environmentally, the mining of coal results in the destruction of wide areas of land. Mining this fossil fuel is also difficult and may endanger the lives of miners. Coal mining is considered one of the most dangerous jobs in the world. Thank you. That's it for part 1. I'll be explaining more about sources of energy in part 2.